I'm back at it again with another Pokemon Unite video. I'm bringing you guys a Lucario guide. This is going to be a bit of a beginner's guide because I'm not going to be going super in depth, but I'm going to be going over the abilities that we're going to be picking with Lucario on the first half of the video, as well as the held items. And of course, I'm also going to be going over gameplay examples of the abilities and how to play Lucario on the second part of the video. So be on the lookout for that. Let's get started. Meteor Mash is going to be the first ability we're going to start out with. It's a really helpful ability. You're going to be able to shelf Pokemon with it. It does a lot of damage. Overall, phenomenal. That's why I like to start off with Meteor Mash. At level 5, you can get your first, I guess you could say, quote-unquote, good ability. And this is what makes Lucario such an amazing powerhouse, that at level 5, you have access to Extreme Speed, because this is going to be an Extreme Speed build with Lucario. Extreme Speed is extremely amazing, specifically if you use it effectively. And you can farm XP with Lucario so quickly with Extreme Speed if you know what you're doing. Again, we're going to be going over that on the second part of the video. But long story short, Extreme Speed, when you hit a Pokemon with it, the cooldown is going to reset and you're going to be getting some HP back. And when it gets upgraded, you're also going to be getting increased attack, which is going to be helping out big time, trust me. At level 7, we're going to go with Bone Rush, not Close Combat. Bone Rush is amazing. It's a dashing ability. It does some pretty decent damage. On top of all that, you can also teleport with Bone Rush, which is, which can be used offensively and aggressively as well. It's also like an AoE based attack from what I've seen. It hits a lot of Pokemon at the same time. Really good when you're defending a point. Also, when we upgrade Bone Rush, it's going to be increasing the cooldown. Decreasing the cooldown resets for the extreme speeds that we're going to be using. And of course, Aura Cannon, that's going to be Lucario's ultimate. So now that we got the abilities out the way, let's talk about held items. Alright, so let's go ahead and choose Lucario. These are the items that I'm running with him. I'm running the Muscle Band, the Float Stone, and the Scope Lens. So something that I've noticed about Lucario is that homie gets critical hits very often. Like, out of 9 attacks that I do with Lucario, 9 of those attacks are going to have maybe 3, sometimes 4 critical hits. So that's why I want to have the Scope Lens on Lucario. I'm also rocking the Muscle Band for basic attack speed and the extra attack, and the Float Stone as well, just for that bit of movement speed, and of course that increase in attack. By the way, guys, if you press Y, you can actually see what the top Lucario players are running, as well as, the game is going to be recommending items as well. But yeah, right now, one of the top Lucario players is pretty much running the same setup that I'm running. Muscle Band, Flow Stone, and Scope Lens. This guy is running it with Rocky Helmet. This guy is running it with an Assault Vest, probably to counter Gengar, because you can actually do some pretty decent damage to Gengar with Lucario. Okay, now that we went on over with the held items, we're going to go with the battle items. It's just going to be eject button. It's really good to escape. Sometimes it's really good to even chase a kill. Let's get straight into the gameplay examples, my favorite part of my videos. Let's start with some early game strats. Like I said earlier, Meteor Mash is really important, specifically in the early game. You want to make sure that you're using Meteor Mash correctly, alright, and efficiently. Right here, I use Meteor Mash to push Audino away a bit from my bad guys. That could be the difference. Audino being a little bit to the left can be the difference between a Froakie from the enemy team finishing off my Audino or not, right? So that's why I always like to do this with Meteor Mash. I like to push my enemies and the wild Pokemon towards my teammates or closer towards my side of the field. I usually like to go bottom lane with Lucario just because I kind of have the route in mind. But there are going to be times where maybe for some reason you're in top lane, or maybe you're even jungling with Lucario. The point is that for the most part, you guys want to make sure that you get to level 5 as fast as possible, so you get Extreme Speed. Extreme Speed is clutch. It's absolutely necessary. You need to get it ASAP. Why do you want it ASAP? Well, let's take a look at this fight right here. I Extreme Speed towards the Zeraora. I use my Meteor Mash to get him closer to my Ninetales and farther away from his goal. Why? Because Zeraora is very fast, guys. And he also has the boost from his jungle, so I want to delay him as much as possible. Right here, I'm going to wait to use my Extreme Speed because I actually want him to get closer to those combis so that I can actually hit the combis and me and Ninetales could farm these combis very quickly. Anyways, I'm gonna go with my Extreme Speed and then I'm going to hit the Zeraora to finish him off. Let's just take a look at this fight one more time. Extreme Speed, I'm gonna wait a little bit because I just got my second Extreme Speed. I want to get a third one, right? So I'm gonna wait a little bit to use my Extreme Speed. I'm going to do some basic attacks to this Zeraora. I know Zeraora is going to run away. I main Zeraora. I know how most of them play, right? We're going to go with the extreme speed one more time. And then I'm going to finish off the Zeraora with my basic attacks. Maybe if I wouldn't have Meteor Mashed that Zeraora, my Ninetales might have not been able to assist me as well as she did right there. So again, guys, make sure that you guys are using those Meteor Mashes effectively. One of the early game combos that I like to keep in mind with Lucario when I'm with a teammate is going to be this one right here that I'm going to do against the Zeraora. So Meteor Mash to the left, again, I want Zeraora away from the goal. Basic hits, extreme speed to the left, extreme speed to the right. That's it, he's done. Next, Machoke is coming in. I want to Meteor Mash him away, but that didn't work. So what am I going to do? I'm going to make sure that when I dash out of there, I at least try to hit Machoke with extreme speed. Like that I can get a second extreme speed just in case I need to use it to get away, or just in case I need to use it to get back into the fight and help my teammate. Luckily there I get Bone Rush, but again, just want to touch upon that real quick. Extreme speed with Lucario is going to be your way out sometimes to survive combat. So make sure that if you do need to leave a fight with Lucario, try to get at least one hit in with extreme speed so that you have that extra dash in place. It's going to come in handy. Okay, so let's talk Bone Rush tactics. Let's break down this little play that I pulled off here. I'm running away. I have my Bone Rush. Something that I like about Bone Rush is that it has a lot of range. So I'm going to get a little bit of space. Going to hit the Zeraora. Going to throw my Bone. I'm not going to teleport immediately. I want them to think that I'm not going to teleport. I'm going to do a couple of basic hits. I'm going to teleport towards the Bone, and then something that I like to do is I either like to do extreme speed to the left and the right just so I can get that bit of extra damage, but in that specific team fight with the Snorlax and the Zeraora, all I needed to do was just one extreme speed to the left. But that is also a combo that you guys can keep in mind in the early game as soon as you unlock Bone Rush. Something that I like to keep in mind with Lucario as much as possible is that he has a lot of mobility, right? So for the most part, I'm always going to try to be close to the enemy spawn, taking out their minions. Like that, they have less minions, therefore less XP, therefore it takes them longer to actually get the good attacks. And right there, as you guys can see, I pulled off the Bone Rush / double extreme speed combo. Very, very good for securing large groups of enemies. Like, Lucario isn't even an AoE character, but in a way, he's kind of like an AoE character. And right here, I'm just going to be doing my best to assist my teammates. I see the Zeraora. I want to go ahead and take him out. Bone Rush, boom. That's it. Just like that. I love the Bone Rush attack, by the way. It's really, really amazing. Let's take a look at this encounter. Extreme speed to the left and the right. They're all grouped up. Bone Rush, and I'm going to finish them off with my basic attack. Guys, Lucario's basic attack has some pretty decent range when it comes down to like the hits. You're going to be able to hit a lot of enemies, and sometimes extreme speed and Bone Rush sort of gets the mobs like a bit closer together. That's something that I have noticed. And right here, I'm just going to try to get some chip damage in for this Machoke, and my Cinderace is going to finish him off. Like I said earlier, you can be very aggressive with Lucario and the enemy minions because you're going to have that mobility. This is a perfect example of mobility. I see the Pikachu, I want to get a couple of hits in, and then I want to Bone Rush to the Zeraora, and then I wanted to clean up the Zeraora and the Pikachu, maybe use some extreme speeds here and there, but I wasn't able to do it, right? The Zeraora ended up using his ultimate, and the Venusaur got wiped, but just to touch upon the eject button real quick, that's going to be one of the scenarios where I want to save my eject button for. Now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about the ultimate. I'm still experimenting with the ultimate, and I'm going to talk more about it on my in-depth Lucario guide, but this right here is a perfect example. I see that my teammates are fighting the Pokemon, and I'm going to go ahead and aim the Aura Sphere towards the general direction of where that Pokemon is being fought. And this is why I love Zeraora so much. Look at that. That Zeraora was actually able to escape, I think. And actually, now that I look back on it, I'm really surprised that the Ninetales didn't kill that Zeraora with her basic attack. So, of course, in my Zeraora video, I taught you guys how to bamboozle the enemy team. How you do it with Lucario is you want to Bone Rush away from the encounter. You want the enemy team to think that you're going to run away, and then you just straight up teleport to your Bone Rush. It's a really good escape ability. It catches a couple of people off guard because sometimes people think that, you know, you're just using Bone Rush to play aggressively, but keep in mind the game also just came out and people might get used to this strategy as time passes and more Lucarios start becoming more relevant. Okay, and now last but not least, I want to talk about late game Lucario, which is a straight up diabolical nightmare biblical beast of destruction. We're gonna go extreme speed left and right, then we're gonna activate Bone Rush Plus, which is going to reset our extreme speed cooldown, which is going to give us the ability to do 2 more extreme speeds. And as you guys can see, total damage 10,000. Okay, I mean, obviously numbers may vary depending on the items that you're holding and stuff like that, but the point is that this is a late game combo that you want to be pulling off as much as you can. Okay, but that's pretty much it, guys, for my Pokemon Unite mini Lucario guide. I just wanted you guys to have a nice foundation to sort of understand how to play Lucario effectively. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and of course, feel free to stay tuned for more in-depth Pokemon Unite videos. Peace!